My ship was dead, my world gone, but then I found an asteroid that hummed with life, and the women within, beautiful and ancient, showed me what it truly meant to survive and what I had to protect. The void swallowed the last spark of the Stardust Wanderer dash. Her comms array shattered. Her primary thruster ripped clean off by a rogue asteroid fragment. Her life support flickering, dying. I, Kalen Thorne, rogue pilot, refugee from a war that had claimed my home system, was now just another piece of debris, drifting towards oblivion in an uncharted, asteroid-ridden expanse of space. My emergency suit was doing its best, but its oxygen reserves were finite, its heaters barely fighting the insidious cold of the vacuum. My internal monologue, usually a fortress of cynical survival, was crumbling, replaced by the quiet, terrifying hum of despair. This is it. The end of the line. Adrift. Alone. Days blurred into a timeless expanse of silent dread. My vision, strained by the endless black and the distant, indifferent glitter of stars, began to play tricks. Phantom lights. Distorted shapes. My oxygen alarm, a relentless siren in my helmet, reminded me of the dwindling hours, minutes. My body, a prisoner in the failing suit, grew cold, numb. Hope was a fragile thing, easily extinguished by the vast indifference of the cosmos. Then, through the haze of my failing optics and encroaching hypothermia, I saw it. An asteroid. Nothing remarkable at first glance, just another jagged chunk of rock tumbling through the void. But as I drifted closer, inexplicably drawn by some unseen current, I sensed something. A faint, almost imperceptible hum. Not the static crackle of deep space, nor the grinding groan of colliding debris. This was alive. A resonance that vibrated through my suit, into my bones, a deep, gentle thrum that spoke of contained energy, of purpose. My failing sensors, flickering back to life with a desperate surge, picked up readings that defied logic. Not a solid rock. A sophisticated internal energy signature. Highly localized. Impossible to detect from a distance. The asteroid, a cosmic chameleon, was exquisitely camouflaged, cloaked by some unknown technology that rendered it invisible to standard scans, mimicking the chaos of the belt. A haven, the thought, fragile as starlight, ignited a desperate flicker of hope in my dying heart. A trick? A trap. My cynical instincts, honed by years of living on the fringes, screamed caution. But caution was a luxury I could no longer afford. Death was closer than any trap. I drifted, my last remaining maneuvering thruster a faint, sputtering whisper, guiding me towards the asteroid's enigmatic hum. As I drew closer, the camouflage shimmered, subtly, revealing not a jagged surface, but a perfectly smooth, almost seamless expanse of dark, polished material, its surface reflecting the distant starlight like liquid obsidian. In its center, a faint, almost invisible seam, like a hairline crack in reality, pulsed with a gentle hum. An entrance. With the last of my suit's power, I wrestled with the controls, extending a single, magnetized grapple. It latched onto the seamless surface with a soft clang, pulling me, agonizingly slowly, towards the pulsating seam. My breath hitched. This was it. Salvation. Or another, more profound end. The seam expanded, not physically, but as if the very fabric of the obsidian surface rippled and parted, revealing a dark, impossibly smooth tunnel beyond. A rush of air, warm and strangely fragrant, washed over me, displacing the frigid vacuum. My suit's oxygen alarm finally died, silenced by the sudden rush of breathable atmosphere. It smelled of damp earth, living flora, and something clean, indefinably ancient. I pulled myself through the opening, my muscles screaming in protest, and tumbled onto a soft, yielding surface. The tunnel pulsed with a soft, internal light, radiating from the walls themselves, a shifting tapestry of greens, blues, and ethereal violets. The air, thick with moisture, felt like pure oxygen, revitalizing my aching lungs. My internal monologue, previously consumed by despair, now raised with bewildered wonder. This isn't just an asteroid. This is something else entirely. I pushed myself upright, my limbs trembling, my suit's visor fogged. The tunnel led into a vast, cavernous space, impossibly large, its ceiling lost in a soft, bioluminescent glow. Structures, seemingly carved from the living rock itself, rose in graceful, organic curves, seamlessly blending with the natural cavern. Water, impossibly clear, cascaded down sculpted rock formations, collecting in shimmering pools. Bioluminescent flora, radiating soft, inviting light, covered every surface, turning the cavern into a breathtaking tapestry of living light. And then I saw them. They were everywhere, moving with a quiet grace, tending to the glowing flora, harvesting shimmering crystals from the cavern walls, communing with the pulsating conduits that snaked through the asteroid's interior. Women. And they were exquisitely beautiful, distinctly human-like, yet with features that bespoke a profound, ancient adaptation, a long history woven into the very fabric of this hidden sanctuary. Their eyes, when they caught the ambient bioluminescent light, possessed a subtle, ethereal glow, as if lit from within, hinting at a vision capable of piercing the deepest shadows, of seeing in the infrared spectrum. Their hair, in various lengths and styles, was unnaturally vibrant, in swirling hues of purple, deep blue, and ethereal pink, colors that seemed to subtly shift in hue based on their emotion or the ambient light around them. And their skin, a flawless canvas, adorned with intricate, bioluminescent tattoos or skin patterns, delicate glowing filigree that pulsed with a soft, internal rhythm integral to their cultural identity. They wore garments woven from the bioluminescent flora, flowing gracefully around their forms, simple yet elegant, reflecting their harmony with their environment. They radiated a quiet strength, a serene power that resonated with the peaceful hum of the asteroid itself. This was a thriving, secluded colony, a haven hidden from a galaxy that knew only war and exploitation. My presence, a crude disruption in their harmonious existence, did not go unnoticed. Their quiet activities ceased. Their heads turned, slowly, silently, their glowing eyes, like distant nebula, fixed on me. There was no panic, no alarm, only a profound, cautious observation. They were beings of peace, but their stillness held an undeniable vigilance, a resolute guardian spirit. The one in the lead, her deep blue hair shimmering with an inner light, her eyes glowing with an intense, ethereal luminescence, stepped forward. Her skin, adorned with intricate, pulsating bioluminescent patterns, seemed to radiate a gentle authority. She was the embodiment of their unique culture, a living testament to resilience and profound, hidden beauty. My internal monologue, stripped bare of pretense, was filled with a desperate awe. Who are they? What is this place? They're human-like, but so changed, so perfectly adapted. Intruder, her voice resonated, soft yet firm, a melodious whisper that seemed to bypass my ears and speak directly to my mind. It was cautious, ancient-sounding, utterly devoid of hostility, yet imbued with a profound authority. You come from the outside. You bring discord. My ship crashed, I projected, my mental voice raw, filled with a humility I rarely experienced. I sought refuge. I meant no harm. A second woman, her vibrant pink hair shimmering faintly, her pointed ears twitching almost imperceptibly, glided closer. Her bioluminescent tattoos, delicate filigree, pulsed gently on her cheekbones. Refuge is given to those who seek peace, not disruption. Your kind brings chaos. A third, her deep purple hair swirling like a cosmic cloud, her eyes glowing with a subtle red spectrum, held a small, crystalline device, its surface shimmering faintly. She scanned me, not with technology, but with an almost innate perception, as if reading the very energy of my being. My internal monologue acknowledged the truth in their words. My kind had brought nothing but chaos, war, and exploitation to the galaxy. I was a refugee from that very discord. Their allure was immediate and overwhelming, not a conventional beauty, but one rooted in their quiet strength, their profound connection to their sanctuary, their serene and cohesive way of life that blended ancient traditions with advanced, integrated technology. Their deep communal bond, their silent harmony, was a captivating force. I was a broken man, an intruder, yet I felt a powerful, protective attraction to this hidden, precious world, and the women who were its living heart. My desperate survival had led me to a refuge I never imagined. And my life, my understanding of the cosmos, was about to be profoundly, irrevocably changed. #### Cradle of the Asteroid, Part 1. The Veiled Harmony and the Stranger's Reflection. The silent exchange, the profound understanding conveyed without spoken words, resonated deep within me. The leading woman, whom I later understood to be Elara, radiated a serene authority that brooked no argument. Her deep blue and purple hair, shimmering with ambient light, seemed to absorb and diffuse the soft bioluminescent glow of the cavern, making her almost a part of the environment itself. The other two, Lyra, with her vibrant pink hair and pointed ears, and Seraphina, with her deep purple hair and the scanning device, maintained their cautious vigil. My internal monologue, usually so active, settled into a quiet hum of observation. They are cautious, not hostile. They observe. They test. This was a new kind of interaction, one where my usual bluster and resourcefulness were useless. Here, honesty, perhaps even vulnerability, was my only currency. "Your ship is broken," Elara projected, her voice as melodious as the internal hum of the asteroid itself. "You are adrift. Without aid, you would perish in the void." "I know," I replied, my mental voice stripped of pretense. I was grateful for the air, for the life. Lyra's pointed ears twitched slightly, a subtle shift in hue from a soft pink to a warmer, almost curious rose. Gratitude, a rare resonance from the outside. Seraphina's device, pulsing softly, finished its scan. She lowered it, her gaze analytical, but no longer threatening. "His biosignature is untainted. No malicious intent detected. Only desperation, and the residue of conflict." Alara's glowing eyes, capable of seeing in the infrared spectrum, seemed to peer into the very depths of my soul. "We are the Haven Dwellers, descendants of those who sought refuge from the great conflict generations ago. We found solace here. We built a sanctuary. We preserve our way. We hide from the outside." Her words, cautious and traditional, unveiled a profound secret. They were survivors, like me, but they had found their haven, their peace, away from the ceaseless galactic wars. This asteroid, a marvel of concealed engineering and biointegration, was their legacy, their eternal home. "Our ancestors fled the chaos," Lyra projected, her voice a soft, almost wistful melody. "They learned to live with the rock, to draw sustenance from its heart, to become part of its living spirit." My internal monologue was filled with a growing awe. They are not just living here, they are -1 with this place. A symbiotic existence forged by generations of adaptation and cultural preservation. Their calm strength, their peaceful yet cohesive way of life, was a stark contrast to the brutal, chaotic galaxy I had known. Over the next few cycles, I was grudgingly accepted into their community, but always under watchful eyes. My initial quarters were a small, naturally formed cavern, its walls pulsing with bioluminescent flora. I was given simple garments woven from alien fibers, provided with nutrient paste derived from the asteroid's rich fungal gardens, and allowed to drink from the clear, pure water cascading through their carefully managed recycling systems. My time was spent observing. I watched them work, their movements fluid and graceful, their technology seamlessly integrated into their daily lives. Glowing conduits snaked through the cavern, channeling energy harvested directly from the asteroid's core. Energy fields shimmered, gently manipulating light and temperature. Their understanding of atmospheric recycling was so advanced, the air here was perpetually fresh, infused with the subtle, sweet scent of their living environment. I saw their unique features in action. Their eyes, with that subtle, ethereal glow, could pierce the deepest gloom, navigating the unlit passages with ease. Their hair, vibrant in the ambient light, would subtly shift hues based on their emotions, a faint darkening to violet when contemplative, a bright surge of pink when joyous. Their intricate, bioluminescent tattoos or skin patterns, delicate glowing filigree, were not just aesthetic. They seemed to pulse in sync with the asteroid's energy, radiating a quiet warmth, perhaps even acting as subtle communication nodes. They were resilient, graceful, and their quiet harmony, their deep communal bond, was utterly captivating. They moved as a cohesive unit, a silent symphony of shared purpose. My attraction to their refined yet grounded beauty to their profound way of life, escalated. It wasn't just physical. It was a deeper yearning for the peace and belonging they embodied. My attempts to interact were met with caution. They would answer my mental questions, but sparingly, always observing my reactions. They were testing my intentions, my capacity for understanding, my willingness to adapt to their rules. Unspoken, ancient rules rooted in respect for their haven and their way of life. One cycle, I noticed a minor malfunction in one of their atmospheric recycling conduits, a subtle energy leak, invisible to their eyes, but detectable by the faint hum of my still functioning, though unpowered, bioscanner, a relic from my old life. It was a tiny flaw in their perfect harmony. I approached Alara, mentally projecting my concern, pointing to the subtle distortion in the air currents, explaining the energy resonance. She listened, her glowing eyes fixed on me, a rare flicker of curiosity in their depths. She brought Lyra and Seraphina, who, with their unique senses, confirmed the anomaly. With a few tools borrowed from my old ship's emergency kit, which they had not confiscated, a sign of grudging trust, and my knowledge of mechanical systems, I helped them repair the conduit. It was a small act, but it demonstrated my utility, my ability to interact with their integrated technology from a different perspective. Alara's gaze, when I finished, held a new depth. Your understanding of broken systems is insightful, Kalen Thorne, she projected, her voice softer, now imbued with a faint, almost imperceptible warmth. You see the dissonance, and you seek to mend it. It is my nature, I replied, a profound sense of purpose filling me. To mend, to protect. This felt more meaningful than any wealth I had ever chased. Lyra's pink hair brightened, a subtle shift to a joyful rose. Seraphina's stardust patterns pulsed with a new, gentle rhythm. My initial caution had transformed into a nascent trust. I was no longer merely an intruder. I was becoming something more. And the unveiling of their ancient secrets, the profound beauty of their resilient existence, was only just beginning. My escalating, protective attraction to these women, living testaments to the enduring spirit and beauty born from isolation, solidified. This quiet, hidden haven had begun to weave itself into the very fabric of my soul. Cradle of the Asteroid, Part 2. The heart of the sanctuary and the echo of the past. My gradual acceptance into the Haven Dwellers community deepened with each passing cycle. My skills in maintaining and repairing their intricate, organically integrated technology, particularly the older, more complex systems that resonated with my archaic knowledge of pre-conflict machinery, proved invaluable. I was no longer just an observer. I was becoming a contributing member, my hands learning the delicate touch required to interact with their living tech, my mind adapting to their intuitive understanding of energy flows. Alara, the serene leader, began to reveal more of the asteroid's profound secrets. We ventured deeper into its core, through winding passages pulsating with raw, controlled energy. Here, the crystalline structures hummed with a palpable life force, conduits of pure energy snaking through the living rock like colossal veins. This is the heart of the sanctuary, Alara projected, her voice resonating with immense reverence. Her deep blue and purple hair pulsed with the ambient energy, reflecting the profound power of the core. It sustains us. It purifies the void. It conceals us from the eyes of the outside. She showed me how the asteroid was not just a hollowed-out rock, but a masterpiece of ancient engineering and biointegration, a self-sustaining ecosystem powered by a fusion of geological energy and refined cosmic particles. Its intricate camouflage, its atmospheric recycling, its energy harvesting, all seamlessly integrated into the asteroid's very structure, creating a perfect, self-sufficient haven. Lyra, with her vibrant pink hair, demonstrated their deep communal bonds. There was no hierarchy of wealth or power as I understood it, only a shared purpose, a collective commitment to preservation and harmony. They trained together, harvested together, celebrated together. Their lives were interwoven, a seamless tapestry of shared existence. Their traditions were ancient, passed down through generations, stories of their ancestors' flight from a dying galaxy, their desperate search for sanctuary, their eventual communion with the living rock of the asteroid. My internal monologue, stripped of all vestiges of mercenary ambition, was now filled with a profound sense of awe and a powerful, protective urge. This is what humanity could have been. This is what we lost in the endless wars. This is worth defending more than any fortune. Seraphina, the silent guardian, her iridescent skin shifting with the subtle ebb and flow of the asteroid's energy, began to spend more time with me. Her eyes, glowing with that subtle ethereal luminescence, would often fix on me, as if seeing beyond my present form into the echoes of my past. She would show me training drills, not with weapons, but with precise movements, the manipulation of ambient energy fields, the subtle deflection of impacts. Their defense, I realized, was not about aggression, but about control, about harmony with the asteroid itself. The sanctuary responds to our will, Seraphina projected, her voice calm, cautious, yet trusting. It aids our defense. It conceals us from those who would shatter our peace. My increasing protective attraction to these women, to their quiet strength and their profound way of life, intensified. It was a tender, almost spiritual connection, born from shared vulnerability and the intimacy of belonging to this secluded, precious world. I found solace here, a peace I hadn't known since before the wars, a healing for wounds I thought could never close. One cycle, as I was recalibrating a bioluminescent growth array in one of the communal living chambers, Alara approached. Her deep blue and purple hair shifted to a subtle violet, a sign of deep contemplation. "We have sensed a disturbance, Kalen Thorne," she projected, her voice laced with a rare note of concern. A faint resonance from the outside. A presence seeking. My heart hammered. Seeking what? The asteroid? Me, my knowledge of the outside world, of galactic politics and corporate espionage, suddenly became vital. What kind of resonance? I asked, my mental voice sharp with apprehension. A ship? A probe? A faint, persistent hum, Alara replied, showing me a mental image of a distant, shimmering energy signature. Like a hunter's beacon. It seeks a unique energy signature, the kind that might emanate from a hidden sanctuary. My blood ran cold. My own ship's distress beacon. Damaged? Yes, but perhaps not entirely silenced. Or perhaps they were tracking the unique resonance of the asteroid itself. Either way, our hidden haven was at risk. It could be prospectors, I projected, my mind racing through possibilities. Scavengers. Or worse, corporate. They've been expanding their mining operations into uncharted sectors since the war ended. Lyra, her vibrant pink hair losing some of its glow, her pointed ears twitching nervously, appeared beside Alara. Chaos comes. We felt its ripple. We have kept the veil secure for generations. We have lived in peace. Her voice was filled with a profound sadness. Seraphina, her stardust-patterned skin shimmering with increased luminescence, placed a hand on a pulsing crystalline conduit. Our defenses are strong, but they are designed for stealth, for concealment, not for open conflict. My external threat had emerged. The delicate balance of their sanctuary was jeopardized, and my presence, once a symbol of hope, was now a potential harbinger of danger. But this time, I wouldn't run. I wouldn't seek my own desperate fortune. I would fight. For them. For this haven. My new purpose had been found. The protagonist's journey towards protecting his newfound home and family began, facing the ultimate test of resilience and cultural preservation. #### Cradle of the Asteroid, Part 3, The Gathering Storm and the Unseen Predator. The tranquility of the asteroid sanctuary began to fray at the edges, replaced by a subtle undercurrent of vigilance. The constant hum of the haven dwellers' harmonious existence was now interspersed with the rhythmic pulse of defensive scans, the faint whisper of energy shields being brought to full readiness. My internal monologue, a torrent of strategic analysis, worked in tandem with their cautious observations. My knowledge of galactic threats, of corporate mining fleets and the relentless greed of the outside world was no longer merely academic. It was a grim reality. The resonance grows stronger, Elara projected, her voice a low hum of concern. Her deep blue and purple hair, usually a serene tapestry of light, now held a more intense, almost violet hue, reflecting her heightened awareness. We were in their central command chamber, a space woven from living crystal and pulsating conduits, displaying holographic projections of the asteroid's outer layers. The encroaching threat was visible as a faint, red ripple on the edge of the sensor grid. It's a corporate survey vessel, I confirmed, identifying the energy signature, my old training kicking in. Long-range scans. Passive. They're mapping the sector. Looking for resources. My blood ran cold. They were looking for the asteroid itself. For its hidden power, its undisturbed core. For the very sanctuary I had found. Lyra's vibrant pink hair darkened, her pointed ears flattening slightly in distress. They will see the veil. They will not understand its sanctity. They will take. Her voice, a mournful whisper, conveyed the profound sorrow of a culture facing an existential threat. Serafina, her stardust-patterned skin subtly pulsing with defensive energy, placed a hand on a shimmering shield generator. Our camouflage is strong, but if they come closer, if they deploy active probes, they will find us. Our peace will be shattered. Her calm strength, unwavering even in the face of this imminent danger, was a testament to her resilience. My knowledge of corporate protocols became vital. They won't just scan, I explained, projecting mental images of corporate mining procedures. They'll send geological probes, automated drones, designed to bore deep. They won't stop until they've mapped every gram of potential resource. The Haven Dwellers were a people of peace, their technology designed for harmony, for preservation, not for conflict. Their advanced, integrated systems focused on atmospheric recycling, energy harvesting, cloaking. They had no weapons, no offensive capabilities beyond subtle energy redirection. My presence, my knowledge of the brutal outside world, became their shield, their strategy. Our ancestors chose peace, Elara projected, her voice holding the weight of millennia of cultural preservation. To hide, to endure. We have no tools of war. You have the asteroid itself. I countered, my mental voice sharp with renewed purpose. Its systems, its energy, its camouflage. We can turn their aggression against them. We can make them believe this asteroid is nothing but a barren rock. Or worse, a death trap. My plan was daring, reliant on a deep understanding of corporate psychology and the Haven Dwellers' innate connection to their sanctuary. We would use the asteroid's advanced camouflage not just to hide, but to misdirect Dash. We would manipulate its energy signatures, creating false positives, luring the survey vessel to a different, less hospitable asteroid, one riddled with natural hazards. And if that failed, we would use the asteroid's internal energy conduits to create controlled, localized energy surges, mimicking geological instability, driving them away. Elara listened, her glowing eyes fixed on me, weighing the risks, the ethical implications of using deception. Her hair, in that moment, seemed to swirl with all the colors of a cosmic nebula, reflecting the profound internal conflict of a culture of peace preparing for a battle. Such a path is not our way, Lyra projected, her voice filled with a subtle distress. To deceive, to create false images. But it is the way of the outside, I countered, my voice resolute. And sometimes, to protect harmony, you must understand dissonance. To protect peace, you must understand war. Serafina's hand, cool and firm, rested on my arm, her stardust patterns pulsing gently. He speaks of a necessary deception, to preserve the veil, to protect our people. Her voice, cautious yet trusting, was a profound affirmation. Elara's gaze, clear and unwavering, settled on mine. Then we follow your path, Kalenthorn. You are our guide through this conflict. You are our shield. Her words cemented my role, my profound protective attraction to these women, to this haven, now driving every fiber of my being. The impending conflict, a confrontation between their peaceful existence and the ruthless exploitation of the outside world, became a shared purpose. The Haven Dwellers, a people of harmony, were forced to adapt, to utilize their ancient wisdom and integrated technology for a new, unsettling purpose, defense. And I, the rogue pilot, the refugee from chaos, was now their unlikely guardian, ready to fight fiercely to protect the sanctuary and its extraordinary inhabitants. The climax of this quiet, yet profound, story was drawing near. Hashtag Cradle of the Asteroid. Part 4. The Dance of Deception and the Veil's Embrace. The corporate survey vessel, a sleek, predatory silhouette against the distant stars, drew closer. Its passive scans intensified, painting the void with invisible probes, meticulously dissecting every cosmic dust particle, every asteroid fragment. My internal monologue was a constant stream of tactical maneuvers, aligning my knowledge of corporate greed with the Haven Dwellers' profound connection to their living sanctuary. We were in the asteroid's primary control chamber, a vast, circular space where glowing conduits converged, pulsing with the asteroid's raw energy. Holographic projections of the surrounding asteroid field shimmered in the center, showing the relentless progression of the corporate scans. Alara, her deep blue and purple hair flowing around her, directed the complex interplay of the asteroid's camouflage and energy manipulation. Lyra, her pink hair vibrant with concentration, focused on fine-tuning the deceptive energy signatures. Seraphina, her stardust-patterned skin glowing, managed the asteroid's subtle shields, ensuring our manipulations didn't betray our true presence. They are deploying seismic probes, I projected, my mental voice sharp with urgency, pointing to a new set of data patterns on the holographic map. They're going to bore into the surface. Standard procedure. Looking for mineral veins. Alara's gaze was unwavering. Our camouflage will hold against physical penetration, but the vibrations, they will sense the living heart of the asteroid. We need to misdirect them, I responded, my mind racing. There's a cluster of barren, unstable asteroids in Sector Theta 4. High seismic activity. If we can amplify their natural resonance, make it appear like a massive, undiscovered mineral deposit, a richer prize than they could imagine. Lyra's elongated ears twitched. To draw them away? To lure them to a barren rock? Her voice, though still cautious, held a spark of understanding. It is deception, Alara projected, her voice a low hum, but a necessary one, to protect our harmony. She looked at me, her glowing eyes holding a deep trust. Show us the way, Kalen Thorne. Guide our will. We began the intricate dance of deception. I directed Alara and Lyra, using my knowledge of corporate prospecting algorithms, telling them which frequencies to amplify, which seismic patterns to mimic. They, with their profound connection to the asteroid's energy, executed the commands with a precision that bordered on the miraculous. They were not merely operating machinery. They were communing with their living home, coaxing it to perform. The barren asteroid cluster in Sector Theta 4 began to hum with a false promise of unimaginable wealth. Seismic readings flared, energy signatures spiked, mimicking the resonance of vast, untapped mineral veins. The corporate survey vessel, initially cautious, slowly, inexorably, began to alter its course, drawn by the irresistible allure of imagined riches. They changed course / Lyra projected, a note of quiet triumph in her voice, her pink hair brightening with a joyful hue. They pursue the false promise / My internal monologue was a surge of exhilaration. It's working. They're falling for it. The protagonist's desperate survival had transitioned into a vital role, his unique skills forging an unbreakable bond with the Haven Dwellers. But the corporate vessel was relentless. They deployed more aggressive, high-frequency probes, designed to penetrate deeper. The pressure on the asteroid's internal systems mounted. They are attempting to confirm the illusion, Seraphina projected, her iridescent skin pulsing faintly. Her movements were precise, adjusting the asteroid's defensive energy fields to counter the invasive probes. They will discover our subterfuge. We need to give them a reason to leave permanently. I projected, my mental voice grim. A catastrophic failure. A mining accident. Something that screams danger and no profit at the same time. Alara's glowing eyes narrowed. A deliberate act of destruction. Of a barren place. It is not our way. But it is their way. I countered, my voice resolute. They understand profit. And they understand loss. We will show them a loss so catastrophic they will never return. My profound protective allure for them, for their haven, pushed me towards this desperate act. My plan involved manipulating the rogue asteroid fragments within Sector Theta 4, using the haven dwellers' innate control over ambient energy to subtly alter their trajectories, creating a controlled collision course with the corporate vessel's primary mining platform. It was a risky maneuver, requiring immense precision. The confrontation escalated. The corporate vessel, now committed to Sector Theta 4, began deploying its heavy drilling platforms. They were prepared to strip mine the illusionary wealth. They activate their core drill slash. Lyra warned, her voice tight with tension. The vibrations, they will trigger true seismic activity in Theta 4 slash. Good. I projected my mental voice sharp. That's our cue. Alara, Lyra, Seraphina slash. Focus your energy slash. We channel the asteroid's core resonance slash. Not to protect, but to incite slash. We make the seismic activity a catastrophe slash. We bring the house down on them slash. The three women moved to the main energy conduits, their bodies shimmering with intensified luminescence, their hair blazing with vibrant hues. They extended their hands, connecting to the asteroid's living heart, channeling its immense power. My transformation was complete. I was no longer an outsider. I was a conduit, a strategist, a defender. The asteroid in Sector Theta 4 began to hum, then to groan, its barren surface cracking. Seismic tremors intensified, ripping through the corporate mining platform. The corporate vessel, caught in the escalating chaos, screamed alarms. Its crew, frantic, struggled to retreat. The haven dwellers unleashed their power, not in a defensive shield, but in a controlled, destructive torrent. The asteroid's core resonance, amplified and directed, hammered against the corporate platform, twisting its structure, fracturing its foundations. The climax was upon us. A terrifying symphony of destruction, orchestrated by beings of peace, guided by a former mercenary. The corporate vessel, trapped, suffered catastrophic failure. It imploded, a silent, blinding flash in the distant nebula, its fragments scattering into the cosmic dust. The veil itself pulsed with a profound sigh of relief. The threat was eliminated. Their home was safe. But the cost? My internal monologue recognized the price. They had used violence, deception, destruction, tactics alien to their very nature, to preserve their peace. And I, Kalen Thorne, had been the catalyst. The resolution hung in the air, ambiguous yet profound. The haven dwellers gazed at the silent, empty holographic projection of Sector Theta 4, their faces etched with a solemn understanding. The peace was restored, but the innocence, perhaps, was gone forever. And I, the man who brought the outside in, was now undeniably a part of their hidden sanctuary, forever bound by the strength of their will and the profound, protective allure that had reshaped my very soul. #### Cradle of the Asteroid, Part 5, The Sacred Scar and the Enduring Peace. The immediate aftermath of the confrontation left the asteroid sanctuary in a profound, unsettling stillness. The immense energy expenditure, the raw force unleashed to repel the Void Reapers, had left the haven dwellers visibly drained. Their vibrant hair hues were muted, their skin patterns faded to a dull shimmer. My own body, accustomed to the brutal realities of the void, felt a deep, lingering exhaustion, a physical echo of the cosmic power I had channeled. My internal monologue, however, was filled with a quiet triumph, tinged with melancholy. We had won. The haven was safe. But the victory was not without its cost, a scar etched into the very fabric of their peaceful existence. They had chosen deception, chosen destruction, to preserve their harmony. And I, Kalen Thorne, had been the instrument of that choice. We gathered in the central command chamber, the holographic projections of the Void Reaper's demise still shimmering faintly in the air. The silence was deep, contemplative. Alara, her deep blue and purple hair now a muted violet, turned to me, her glowing eyes holding a depth of wisdom and a subtle, shared weariness. "The veil is secure," she projected, her voice soft, yet imbued with immense gratitude. "Our home is safe. You have honored your word, Kalen Thorne. You have protected us." Lyra, her vibrant pink hair a soft, faded rose, touched my arm. Her distinctly elongated ears, usually expressive, were still, her gaze filled with a profound sorrow, not for the lost Void Reapers, but for the lost innocence of their peace. The violence, it echoes in the veil. It sings a discordant song. It was a necessary dissonance, I projected, my voice filled with a quiet resolve. To preserve the harmony. Sometimes, even peace requires a sharp edge. My old world, its brutal lessons, suddenly felt profoundly relevant in this haven of tranquility. Seraphina, her stardust-patterned skin now faintly glowing with a renewed, but somber, luminescence, nodded slowly. "The ancestors chose hiding. They did not teach us to fight. You have shown us a new path to resilience." Her words, cautious yet trusting, signified a profound shift in their ancient traditions. The Haven Dwellers, a people of peace, had adapted. They had learned a brutal lesson from the outside world. And in that adaptation, they had found a new form of strength, a hard-won resilience forged in the crucible of adversity. My time with them, my integration into their community, had transformed me utterly. The desperate prospector, driven by material gain, was gone. In his place, a man who understood the profound value of sanctuary, the sacred duty of protection, the mesmerizing beauty of a life lived in harmony with the cosmos. My escalating, protective attraction to these women, to their quiet strength and their communal harmony, had solidified into an unyielding bond. They were my family now, this asteroid my home. Alera approached me, her glowing eyes searching mine, as if weighing a momentous decision. "Kalen Thorne," she projected, her voice imbued with a solemn gravity. "You have witnessed our life. You have fought for our peace. You have become woven into the veil." She extended a hand, her luminous skin pulsing softly. In her palm lay a single nebula pearl. Not a grand, radiant one, but a small, perfectly formed crystal, pulsing with a gentle, inner glow, its colors a muted blend of purples and blues. It was beautiful, tranquil, yet held the profound energy of the veil itself. "You may leave, Kalen Thorne," Alera projected, her voice holding no judgment, only acceptance. "Your ship, the Stardust Wanderer Dash, is fully repaired. Its camouflage renewed. You are free to return to your old life, to the outside." My internal monologue was silent. The choice, the one they had offered me at the very beginning. To leave, forever changed, haunted by the memory of this sanctuary. Or to commit, to abandon my old life entirely. To become a new guardian of the asteroid secret. I looked at the pearl in Alera's hand. A piece of their home, a piece of their soul, a reminder of the immense beauty and connection I had found. I looked at Alera, her deep blue and purple hair shimmering, her glowing eyes watching me with profound understanding. At Lyra, her vibrant pink hair flowing gently, her elongated ears attentive. At Seraphina, her stardust-patterned skin radiating a silent strength. They were my refuge, my purpose, my family. I took the pearl, its cool, smooth surface a grounding presence in my palm. Its subtle glow seemed to merge with the new luminescence of my own skin. "My old life is gone," I projected, my voice firm, resolute. "The veil is my home. You are my family. I choose to stay. I choose to protect this sanctuary. To be a guardian." Alera's lips curved into a faint, serene smile. Lyra's pink hair brightened, a joyous surge of color. Seraphina's stardust patterns pulsed with quiet approval. The episode concluded. The haven was secured, its peace preserved. But I was forever changed. I had found refuge not in flight, but in belonging. My desperate survival had led me to a home beyond all comprehension, a profound beauty that emanated from the very fabric of the cosmos. I was Kalen Thorne, The man who had abandoned his pursuit of desperate fortune to become a guardian of the Nebula Pearls, a protector of a hidden culture, forever bound by the enduring spirit and beauty born from isolation. And the lasting allure of this more profound existence, of this tender, shared vulnerability, this mutual protection, this intimacy of belonging, was my eternal reward. I had found my solace, and my new beginning. Immersive.